Hello, and welcome to the Lifestyle Herbalist Podcast, where we hope to inspire you to have a healthy dose of happiness. I'm your co-host, Dabney Vaccaro, clinical herbalist and health coach.
And I'm Sabrina Cooper, registered culinary holistic nutritionist and herbalist. Join us as we dive into the art of herbalism, mindfulness, and healthy lifestyle practices to help you achieve a happier and healthier life. Whether you're a seasoned herbalist or just starting your wellness journey, we're here to provide you with the insights, tips, and inspiration for a more balanced and joyful existence. So grab your favorite herbal tea, sit back, and let's get a healthy dose of happiness together.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while since you've probably heard my voice. Welcome to today's episode on the Lifestyle Herbalist. I'm Sabrina Cooper, and today I wanted to have a little heart-to-heart about guarding your energy. I'm going to call this episode Soul Space. You know, a place where we can be honest and we can have honest conversations with ourselves and about what it means to live deeply, authentically, and in balance with ourselves. I'm so glad you're here because today's topic is something I think we've all experienced at some point, and that's absorbing negative energies. And, you know, often people say I'm really sensitive and, I used to take that offensively, but I've realized that being sensitive just means that you really feel what other people are feeling truly and deeply. And it's not always a bad thing. It's just you really need to know how to guard your energies, how to reboot, how to set some boundaries for yourself so that you just don't get overwhelmed, exhausted, depleted, and just feeling like you are in a cloud because you've just taken on other people's stuff. It's like, you know, you have your own luggage to carry and someone throws on another piece of luggage to you and another piece until you're like so weighed down that you can't even walk and you're starting to crumble and you're like, why did I do this? How did I get here? What is going on? So, you know, it's funny how energy works. You can't see it, but we feel it. A lot of us can feel it stronger than others. And whether it's walking into a room filled with tension or having a conversation with someone who's carrying a lot of anger or sadness, we can just sense it. And it's not a bad thing. Again, it's just something that we really need to focus on ourselves and how we can get through and feel okay on the other side of this energy that we're absorbing. Because sometimes that energy doesn't stay where it originated. It just clings onto us, weighing us down. And if we're not careful, it just starts to affect us more than we've realized. There's been times where, you know, I take on too much and I don't realize. I think, oh, I'll be fine. And I'm not one to just say I can't be around those people because the negative energy, or I don't want to do that because I don't enjoy that company, which is probably what most people do. But there's something about it when it's your family or someone really close to you, and you still want to help that person or be there for that person, or you don't have a choice but to help that person and be there for that person. And so, you know, I had to find ways and tricks of how to, after being around that energy too long and absorbing too much of that energy, how do I ground myself? How do I come back to myself? How do I clear my energy? How do I get rid of that heavy feeling that I'm feeling? So let's get real for a second. Absorbing negative energy, as I just described, can be very, very exhausting. It seeps into our minds and our bodies, and sometimes it just is too late before we even notice that it's happening. And I don't know about you, but many of you who have felt this way, do you ever feel like you're stuffed up, like you're fighting a cold? That's kind of the energies that you've just absorbed and all that toxicity that's in your body, and your body's trying to fight off that stuff that you've just taken in, right? So we feel irritable, tired, anxious, and we don't understand why. Maybe it's the coworker who's constantly complaining or just not positive, taking everything into a negative, or a loved one going through something really heavy. And again, you want to be there to support. Or perhaps it's just the world itself. I mean, look what's going on around us. There's just so much. If you've ever turned on the news and just go, wow, like, is there any positivity in the world? It's like they put on all this negativity and people feed off of this negativity. No wonder we're walking around like zombies and this feeling of like fog. And then we start to feel that way. And we begin to lower our energies. We don't begin to vibrate at a higher energy, if that makes sense. It might sound hokey to you, but just stay with me, okay? Because I want you to know that this is real. And we need to vibrate always. We need to send out that positive energy. If we feel good, we should be okay telling people that we feel good. Or, if you're having a great day, you shouldn't feel bad to say, hey, you know what, today's a really great day for me, but hey, I'm really sorry that you're not feeling it today. So scrolling through all these endless feeds and stories, it just kind of makes you often lose faith in humanity. And I know myself, I just sometimes just turn it off. I get away from it because I need to step away because it's just not good for me, right? And so when we take on these energies, our emotional and mental states suffer. It leads to burnout, depression, like I mentioned, physical symptoms like headaches, fatigue, or even a weakened immune system. And over time, it can erode our sense of peace and joy, just leaving us feeling disconnected from ourselves. And how sad is that we just lose ourselves? Like we can't feel peace and joy, especially in this ever-changing world, moment by moment, things are always happening. Why can't we feel that peace and joy? And why do we have to take on all these things and then dim our light? No one should ever let us dim our light. So how do we protect ourselves? How do we stay compassionate and present without losing pieces of who we are? Because sometimes we just, like I said, have to be in those moments. And we know walking into it what we're going to expect. And so how do we get through it? How do we come out on the other side? Let's just take a deep breath here. So let's talk about boundaries. This word gets thrown around so much, but it's really, really essential because people feel that boundaries are about shutting people out. They're about knowing about knowing your limits. It's okay to say to someone, hey, you know what? I really love you. I really care about you. But right now, I just can't be the person to hold this space for you. I can't take on what you're about to tell me or what you're going through because I just can't do it right now. And it's better to be honest with the person and yourself than to just sit there and take on more than you can chew, right? And I think that is where we need to start, right? Recognizing that issue that someone's dealing with is their issue. And it's okay to say, hey, I'm here, but I'm going to not be here as much as you may need me in this present time. It doesn't make you selfish. It makes you sustainable. Because remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. And when your cup is on the verge of emptying because you've been doing a lot of things, or you've been surrounding yourself with other people, or you've taken on too much and you're starting to feel depleted, that extra little bit that you're going to give to someone from that cup that's almost empty is going to run you dry. And then you have to take that much more effort to fill up that cup with positivity. Wink, wink. And so then there's the power of rituals. So when I feel like I've been drained and weighed down, I turn to practices that help me reset. Like I like to burn incense, Palo Santo, frankincense. What else? I like to light candles that have a light that shines that I can focus on and meditate on and be that light. Recognize that I am that light that needs to shine bright, even in those moments where I'm feeling dim. I like to take a salt bath, or I like to cold plunge. in the water, which I don't recommend for everyone if you're not a fan, but I like to shock my system and get it out of me. Take a cold shower, just let that cold water run over me so that it gives me that, I'm alive feeling. Walking barefoot on the grass can ground you, can make you feel the earth, feel that you are being present. Maybe it's snow. I mean, here in Ontario, we just got hit with a lot of snow. So perhaps where you are, there's snow. Put your feet in that snow. And let me tell you, that will definitely kick that negativity out of your system. And so it allows us to reconnect with Earth, right? It allows us to connect with ourselves. So these small intentional acts signal your mind and body to release and whatever doesn't serve you. It gives you that time. It gives you that moment to yourself. And maybe it's not even like a thing. It could just be like cozying up with a blanket and reading a book and giving yourself an hour to 2 hours just to get immersed into something else that's fun and fantasy and, brings you joy. Or maybe it's, a mind game, these things like Wordle or Squirtle or something that works with your mind to like shift the energy a little bit to get you focused on something else. Another really powerful tool is visualization, which I just mentioned about the candle. So, you could imagine yourself surrounded by a protective bubble of light or like whatever color it is. It could be bright yellow, orange, something vibrant that gives you that energy. And just imagine that it's taking over you, that you're surrounded by this light and it's just lifting and all that darkness that's inside of you is coming out of you. And it's just the light that you are surrounded by is penetrating within. This is really important because this light acts as a shield and it allows love and positivity to flow in while you keep the negativity out. So I use this often before stepping into situations that I know might be energetically heavy. It could be, going into a room of people where I don't know all the people who are going to be there. And I'm, as much as I feel that I'm social, at times it can feel daunting because I don't know all the people who are there and what they are going to bring to me or what they're going to tell me or what's going to happen in the situation. So it could be, now that it's coming into the holidays, all these parties, family events, there could be someone in your family that you're just like, oh, I really just cannot deal with this person right now. So maybe it's just about, visualizing that there's light or visualizing this person is light. Just, surround yourself in your bubble of light and feel like you're walking towards a light and keep vibrating your light and making you feel good. And perhaps you might even shift that person's energy because they'll be like, wow, Sabrina's really up today and she really has this really great energy about her. Like, I want to vibrate on that. I want to be on that level as her. Why do I feel so negative? And so shine light for someone else, right? And also don't underestimate the power of your community. Like I said, surround yourself with people who uplift you, who respect your boundaries, who pour into you as much as you pour into them. So again, you really want to get yourself a tribe, the tribe of people that make you feel good. And it doesn't always happen. Like I said, it doesn't always happen. There's always going to be maybe that negative Nancy, or as we say, the Karens, or someone in the world. Sorry, if your name is Karen, I don't mean it, or Nancy, I don't mean it in that way, but that's what they say. There just could be that person that just doesn't vibe at the same pace you are, right? Or the same energy as you. So that's okay. Don't worry about it at all. Because connection is a two-way street, and the right relationships will nourish you rather than deplete you. So if you ever come out of something and you are in the moment, all of a sudden you're yawning, or you feel really tired, or you come home and you're just drained, someone was sucking your energy. Someone was taking it from you, and they were depleting you. And now you have to boost your energy again, right? And a good way to protect your energy, again, is to keep that little shield around you. I like to wear some crystals around on me to absorb the negative energies, bracelets. I also hum sometimes a song in my head to keep a happy song that I like. I hum that in my head over and over. If somebody's really just being negative, or if something is really affecting my positivity, I just like to get that ingrain that in my brain. And I think, we really look at our relationships differently, especially as we get older. And I think as parents out there, they see that with their kids. I mean, I look back on my youth and I think my parents noticed the bad apples or the bad seeds that were kind of taking over my goodness or taking advantage of my goodness, but I just didn't see it. But they did at that moment. I was trying to fit in, but really it was, maybe it is a little bit of that, but I feel like maybe it was them really just taking on and taking advantage of the niceness that I was and the kindness that I was bringing. And they were afraid that it would affect me long term. And so luckily I made some shifts and found some really great friends that have uplifted me and have been there for me. And we've been there for each other, through thick or thin. We like our quirks, we like who we are. And, that's the great thing. And when you meet new people, you'll find that as well. I mean, you don't have to be friends with every single person. There's just certain people that you will gravitate towards because you feel good around them and you feel that they feel good with you. And together, collectively, you can do great things and you have a great time. And that's really, really, really important. So if you're listening to this and thinking I've been carrying too much, I have way too much luggage that I'm carrying, I have way too much stuff, I need to purge a little bit here, I need to get rid of my stuff, I want you to know that you're not alone, because life is really heavy sometimes. And being an empathetic, caring person means that you're bound to feel the weight of the world. And that's okay. But you don't have to hold on to it. You don't have to grasp it so tightly and take on the other person's hurts and the other person's negativity and their sorrows and whatever else, the anger, whatever else they're putting out there. You have the power to set it down, to reclaim your energy, and to step back into your own light. Wow, that's great, right? That's so huge that you can actually take control of your own energy and never feel like a pawn in a chess game, or that, you can not feel like the garbage truck that just takes and takes. Even garbage trucks, think about it. Garbage trucks, we pile all our stuff in the garbage and it gets dumped. So every so often, stop, check in, dump your stuff that's not needed, the stuff that's weighing you down, and give yourself some light, right? And so I hope this kind of helps a little bit for you to know that you're not alone. As I enjoy a little cup of tea here, looking out at my view, it's grounding for me. I'm fortunate to have a place that I can come to as refuge. I can cold plunge in the water and surround myself with great people. And I'm grateful for that, because in this world, when you get into the hustle and bustle, especially during this holiday season, it gets to be a lot. It really, really does. And I want you all to know that if you ever need, someone to reach out to and just be like, what do? I need some positivity. I need some light. Shoot me a DM, send me a text on Instagram, bruja_blends. And I know Dabney as well is around, and she's a positivity of light, and she really also has a lot that she can share with us, because and that's why we found each other too. We just have this uncanny friendship that we know we are on the same page, and we can help people. We like to help people, but also being in a dental field that we are, in dental hygienists, we also are in an industry where people don't often like coming to see us, right? People don't often like to come into the dentist, and they're scared and they're nervous, and I can sense that, Dabney can sense it, and we have to find ways to make everybody feel calm. And so sometimes at the end of the day, we are pretty tired, not only just from working, but from helping people get through their anxieties and their nerves and maybe all the things that they're dealing with in life, because they tell us stories. We get to know people. They become our friends, our family. And so we also have to really be careful about protecting our light, but we love what we do. And that's what we're here for. We're here to share and care. And so please make sure that you know that you're not alone. And I really want you to take some time for yourself this holiday season, especially when you're getting overwhelmed or you feel like, God, I feel so tired. Like I just can't do the things that I was supposed to do. Going to the gym and you're just like, oh, I used to be able to lift like 15 pounds, no problem. Now I'm feeling like it's the weight of the world. Like I can't even lift that weight. It's so heavy. Well, think back. Like, what did you do on the weekend? Did you have like a busy weekend? Did you absorb a lot of energies? Give yourself some time. Go have a really nice salt bath. Do some stretching. Be with yourself. And, we always say, well, we don't have time. I have to do this. I have to do that. I got to go here. I got to be here for that person. No, you don't. You need to be there for you. And you need to fill up your cup and you need to be positive and you need to get back, because if you're depleted, you're not going to be good to anybody if you're going to be sick, right? And so that's the most important thing. So take care of yourself. I want to thank you for taking this time with me today and listening in. And I hope that this episode resonated with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts, whether it's a comment, a message, or sharing with someone who might need it too. Take care of yourself and remember, your light is worth protecting. Until next time, stay kind to yourself, and I hope you enjoyed your healthy dose of happiness.